Conor McGregor is one of the best and most famous mixed martial artists in the world. This guy fought Jose Aldo, who was undefeated for 10 years. For 10 years, Jose Aldo fought the best in the world, never lost a fight. Conor McGregor came in and knocked him out in 13 seconds. But we're not here to talk about Conor McGregor's mixed martial arts exploits. We're here to talk about the other reason that made Conor McGregor this global superstar. And that is his uncanny ability to express himself. Now, Conor McGregor is able to be, at the same time, hilarious, bring a ton of energy, and become incredibly authentic, real, raw, and very, very genuine in the same breath. And this is a beautiful thing. And in this video, I want to take away the stigma that comes with public speaking. I want to argue here that focusing on becoming a perfect speaker, allowing yourself to express yourself only when you've mastered the foundational principles of speaking and you have zero filler words and you're able to express yourself absolutely clearly without ever stuttering or missing a word, all of that, to me, is a fool's errand. It is the wrong pursuit unless you're already in the top 1% and you want to go even higher. For most of us, it's not worth spending a second thinking about that. Instead, we want to think about a few other things. So I want to show you something. Conor McGregor, one of the best speakers in the world, you could argue, supposedly would be able to express himself perfectly, right? Well, let's take a look at this interview from just a few days ago. I just picked a tiny bit at the very end. Let's see how smooth his speaking is.
Like we've touched on briefly, I've got many businesses in motion, and I want to give back to the world and give to the world the things I'm passionate about, and that's what we're doing. So,
isn't that crazy? Think about it. If you were to turn that into a transcript, you'd be worrying for Conor McGregor, but it doesn't matter because this is part of a whole interview and it happens to everybody and it just makes him human. It doesn't take away from the fact that he's a remarkable speaker. Now, he does do one thing extraordinarily well, and he does it at the end of this video. Let's watch till the end and see if you can pick up on it.
Like we've touched on briefly, I've got many businesses in motion, and I want to give back to the world and give to the world the things I'm passionate about, and that's what we're doing. So, big things are coming for 2021, and I'm very excited.
Did you pick up on it? Look at the very end. When he finishes that line of kind of stuttering to get the words out, he manages to end remarkably strong. And this leaves you with an impression of him coming off as confident. Listen.
Big things are coming for 2021, and I'm very excited.
So big things are coming for 2021, and I'm very excited. And then he holds the pose. This is what I like to call the lowest hanging fruit in speaking. It's pretty easy to do. At any point, there's going to be a beginning, a middle, and an end to your speaking. When you get to the end, make sure you're ending with confidence because people tend to remember the end of experiences more than they remember the beginning. Now, this is a low-hanging fruit, and it's incredibly powerful, but I want to show you something else that Conor McGregor does, and this is really the core of the video. So Conor McGregor is in front of a lot of people here, and that would be scary for a lot of people. For Conor McGregor, this is his zone. He likes being here. But let's watch the clip and see if we can pick up on something extraordinary that Conor does early on.
I'm Mr. Weight Class. You know what I mean? I've gone through all the divisions, right? I've gone through 3 divisions now. So it's just about commitment. That's it.
He's asked a question. I don't really care what the question is for the purpose of this video. And he starts answering. And then he does something magical. And he gets to, it's about commitment. So it's like he started answering in one direction and then realized, I'm not sure where this is going, or I don't know how valuable this is. And he stops. he takes a breath. And in that moment, he is able to access something deeper. Let's watch it again.
I'm Mr. Weight Class. You know what I mean? I've gone through all the divisions, right? I've gone through 3 divisions now. So it's just about commitment. That's it.
Beautiful. In that moment, in that pause, he relaxes himself and maybe he says, what do I really want to say here? And suddenly he has access to, it's about commitment. So now look, as he goes through the video, there are going to be 2 more moments where he's going to go deeper and deeper with this very technique of just stopping, pausing, and connecting. Watch.
That's it. Just commit and just do what you know you need to do. And that's it. So tonight's my night, but I'm no different than, you know what I mean? All I did was just put in the work, and that's it. So
right there.
If each one of us put in the work that we know we should do, we know what the work is we need to do. It's just sometimes you don't do it, you know. And then you know when you say, okay, I got to do this, and you know you got to do it, and then you don't do it. That's like a defeat. And then those add up, and then your lack of interest to go do it actually wanes, and then you can get injured and all this type of thing. So,
did you pick up on how wonderfully he connected to himself? He went from a very abstract answer. You know, he's saying, yeah, I'm the 3-weight division winner or whatever. I don't even remember what he says. It doesn't matter. Then he takes a breath, and then he gets to commitment. And then he takes another breath, and suddenly he connects with an example, with something real. And look at his eyes. They just light up. And he's like, you know that when you do this, and then you do that, and you do this. And he is so into what he's saying. Think about how must he feel there? He must feel like himself. I bet he feels very, very similar, if not the same as he feels when he's talking with his wife or his best friends. He's just into what he's saying. And if you pay really attention to the words, you're going to notice there's some stuttering in there. There's some, missing a word here or there. There's probably a filler word. Who cares? The reason this is so powerful and the reason you're listening to what he's saying is because he is using these pauses and this breath to go deeper and deeper and deeper to the root, to what matters to him, the root of the answer. So let's watch it again. See if you can pick up the 3 pauses and the last pause, the 4th, right before he ends, because Conor McGregor, every single time he expresses himself, go look on the internet, every single time, ends remarkably strong. Let's watch it from the beginning to the end, and we'll stop the video there.
I'm Mr. Weight Class. You know what I mean? I've gone through all the divisions, right? I've gone through 3 divisions now. So
1.
It's just about commitment. That's it. Just commit and just do what you know you need to do, and that's it. So
2.
Tonight's my night, but I'm no different than, you know what I mean? All I did was just put in the work, and that's it. So
3.
If each one of us put in the work that we know we should do, we know what the work is we need to do. It's just sometimes you don't do it.
Now he's turning on.
He's connected. You know when you say, okay, I got to do this, and you know you got to do it, and then you don't do it. That's like a defeat. And then those add up, and then your lack of interest to go do it actually wanes, and then you can get injured and all this type of thing. So for me, it's just about recognizing what needs to be done and do it strictly and do it. And that for me leads me to enjoy it more. And that's basically what happened this time.
So let's learn from Conor McGregor. If you are focusing on filler words, posture, and everything that can be seen on the outside, it's time to pause, take a breath, and switch your focus. Start ending strong. And start taking pauses, little breaths, where you ask yourself, what do I really want to say here? And see if you can get one level lower, one level lower, one level closer to the root of what you really want to say. Because the more you're close to the root of what you want to say, the more you're connected to yourself, the more you have access to interesting information, the more you're going to feel like yourself, and the easier it's going to be to express yourself. So let's all learn from one page of Conor McGregor's book.